Thank you for tuning in to Rodney and Dr. A TV as we continue the 16 questions to ask when you're dating. Honey, number 9.
Number nine is, does this person have children?
Ooh, yes.
And if so, how many children? Ladies, let me just say this.
Sorry, fellas.
If a man has children, you want to know, is he spending time with these children? Because to me, time is even more important than money.
Definitely.
So the question that ladies need to ask is, if he does have children, how many children, from how many different people, and how much time is he spending? Does he spend any quality time with these kids?
Right.
The next question is, does he financially support these kids? Because we all know that it does take money to support a child.
Yes.
And the reason this question is important is because if he's not taking care of his children from somebody else, what makes you think that he's going to take care of children from you?
Absolutely.
That's a very important question.
Very
because
important.
if he's not taking care of them, he's most definitely not going to take care of yours.
That's right.
And that's question number 9. Question number 10 is, what do I know about his or her past relationships?
That's a big one.
Because a lot of times when you get into a relationship, you're going to hear what the other person did wrong. You're never going to hear what he or she did wrong.
It wasn't my fault.
Right.
It was his fault, or it was her fault. Yes.
And you need to own up to whatever it is that happened in the relationship. Because we already know that you're not a perfect person, but you need to know why this person's past relationships didn't work, and how many past relationships has he been in.
Yes, yes. And I have to say this, and this is men and ladies. If you are in a relationship with someone that never wants to discuss their relationships, never wants to talk about what went on, and all they can do is bash the other person, that is a huge red flag. Because like Dr. A said, nothing is ever 100% somebody else's fault. Even if you were 5% at fault in that past relationship, own your 5%.
Exactly.
If you were 20%, own that 20%. Be man or woman enough to say, this is what I did in a relationship that may have contributed to its downfall. If they never want to talk about their relationship, that is a huge red flag.
Because ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that when you go out seeking a mate, that they have to be perfect.
Right, right.
But if you acknowledge and you validate your issues, your junk in your trunk, then you can deal with those things.
That's right.
You may be able to even go seek counseling so that those issues don't come into the relationship and negatively impact the relationship.
That's right.
So that's important.
That's right.
Number 11. Does he have the shuns?
Oh, Lord. Break them down, baby.
Does he have transportation?
Come on.
Does he have an occupation?
Come on.
Does he have motivation?
Come on.
Does he have determination?
Yes.
Those are important.
Yes.
To me, one of the most important shuns is occupation. Because what you're looking for is, does this person have stability?
Right.
Does this person work? Does this person have a career?
How is he going to be able to provide?
Exactly.
For us in the future?
Because as a man, you are the provider.
Yes, sir.
And is he looking for a job every 2 or 3 months? How long has he been on the job? That shows stability. If he's moving around from job to job, from month to month, from week to week, then you may want to recheck that relationship because he's not stable.
Definitely. And ladies, we're not saying that you got to go out and find a Fortune 500 CEO or president of their own company, somebody making $1 million. But again, that occupation and that motivation goes together, that determination, because does he have a plan?
Right.
What's his future goals? If you got a plan where you starting out working at a small time place, but you're in school to further your education and one day look to get a business degree or get your own entrepreneurial business and do that thing, then I can walk and work with you all day long. But if your lifelong goal is to be in a minimum wage job where you have no responsibility and never able to move up, what is that going to mean for your household and for your family in the future? So it's not trying to knock anybody or dog anybody, but you have to see some type of vision in that person before you link yourself up with them.
Exactly. Because again, ladies, if you're thinking about marriage or marrying this person, you have to think about his role as a man, his role as a husband. And one of his role is to be the provider. He's the leader of the home. He's the leader of that household. And you don't want to be a person that, you don't want to have a person that you have to take care of because he's no longer a man. He becomes a child then. He's someone that you are taking care of. So you want him to be able to bring something to the table.
Absolutely.
Number 12. what are my non-negotiables? What are his non-negotiables? And what that is
Love
what
this
is
one.
something that you're not going to budge on?
That's right.
What are your expectations?
That's right.
What will you not tolerate?
And everybody should have something.
Exactly.
You need to have a standard and set that standard and stick to it. Don't let anybody ever tell you your standard's too high.
Exactly.
Girl, you asking for too much. Dude, you looking for too much. Who is it? Who can tell you what your standards are? You can put your standards wherever you want them to be, and then when you set them, you maintain them there. Because as soon as you start to let them down, as soon as you start to settle later on in life, you're going to have some problems.
Exactly.
All right. Number 13, and this is a very big one as well. Have you tackled your monsters?
We kind of dealt with that before.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. What we like to always say is, are you the person that you're looking for?
Exactly.
Because that's what you really have to think about. You want to go out and I want him to have this and I want her to look like this and I want him to be going in this direction and I want her to go in this direction. But what about you? Have you looked on the inside of yourself and dealt with all the baggage, all the junk in the trunk, as Dr. A loves to say, that you have going on? Because we all have a suitcase. Everybody is dragging something around. Your past, your upbringing, everything that you've dealt with in past relationship is following you, and you're carrying it around every single place that you go. So if you never acknowledge them, if you never deal with them, then you're going to continue to bring that same thing into your next relationship. And then you begin to judge him like your last boyfriend, and you begin to judge her like your last girlfriend. So the first thing you have to do before you even go out looking for someone else is deal with the things on the inside of you. Make sense?
Deal with the self-hurt or the past hurt in relationships, the guilt, the low self-esteem, whatever it is that you're carrying, deal with those things because they will come in and cause a negative impact on that relationship.
Definitely. Number 14, how does your partner handle money? Woo! Are they savers or are they spenders? Money, 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 money. This is a big one because people think that money is the number one cause of divorce. It's actually number 2. Because the number one cause of divorce is communication. And you have to look at your mate, man or female, whatever, and determine how they handle money. Are they somebody that will go out and put new rims on their car and not pay their rent? Are they somebody that will go out and go on a shopping spree and buy 50 purses and 50 pair of shoes? You know, instead of paying the light bill, you need to know exactly what they think about money, how they use money, how they view money. And because when you come into a relationship and eventually into a marriage and put that thing into a household, that's the exact same way that they're going to come into that life when you look at how they handle money. So you have to definitely see how that person is with money. What's their credit score? How much debt do they have? What's their debt to income ratio? All of those things are questions that you should be asking when it comes to how your male or female partner handles money.
If the person that you're dating does not want to talk about money, then you may need to reevaluate the relationship because there's something there that they're trying to hide.
Definitely.
And just because a person is not good with money, that doesn't mean that they're not the perfect mate.
No.
But it may mean that you need to go to some classes. Dave Ramsey does a great class on financial planning and financial management. And or maybe both of you need to go because you both are doing poorly with you know, financial management or money management.
Definitely. Number 15, have we fully disclosed our medical histories, both physical and mental? And this is a big one because the physical things, of course, you could go and get checked out, and everybody should. You should go together and get all the checks, HIV, TB, all of those things. But it's that mental thing, and that's more Dr. A's, area of expertise. So I'm actually going to let her expound on that. Why is getting your mental histories so important?
Well, let me just go back to the physical, too, because a lot of diseases are genetic. So when you're talking about a relationship or marriage, you may want to have kids.
Right.
So you want to talk about what genetic problems are in my family or what type of medical problems that we have in our family so that you can decide whether or not that you really, really want kids. Because some genetics and some diseases and some physical ailments follow you down that bloodline.
Right.
And some of them don't have cures. So you have to weigh your pros and your cons when you're having children.
Definitely.
The second thing when we're talking about mental illnesses, we find that mental illnesses are also genetic.
Definitely.
So if there's a history of depression, schizophrenia, psychosis, or anything like that, you may want to discuss that with your mate and decide whether or not you want to bring children into the relationship because it may negatively impact, your bloodline, your genes, your children.
And I know what some people may be thinking, well, I don't know if I want to go that far into my business, and I don't want him or her looking at me weird or thinking something's weird with my family. The thing that we always talk about is you cannot take away anybody's choice. You have to disclose all of that information. You have to let that person see exactly who you are, what's in your family background, because they have to have that opportunity to choose and decide whether they want to continue that relationship. If you steal somebody's choice later on, it's going to come back to bite you. You have to be upfront and be honest with that person, just like you want them to be upfront and honest with you, so that you have the opportunity to choose whether or not you want to continue to be with them.
That's right.
And last but not least, number 16, what is their vision for the future? And do they even have a vision? The Bible says, write the vision down and make it plain. It says the people perish for lack of vision.
That's right.
Do you have a person in your life that has a vision? When you're sitting down, when you're going out on dates, those are the things that you should be talking about. Yeah, she's pretty and fine, and yeah, he looks good, and his suit is nice, and he smells good. But man, what is your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Sweetheart, what do you want to be doing with your life, 5 years down the road? What is the vision that you have for your life? Because don't get crazy and think that just because this person has a vision to go down here, and I don't really want to go that way, I want to go that way, you're an individual. You're supposed to have dreams and aspirations of what you want to do, and then you come together and work to go forward in that direction. But they need to have some type of plan in place.
Right.
You don't want to be with somebody that's just spinning their wheels doing the same thing 5 years from now that they were doing 5 years ago. So they really need to have a vision. They really need to have a plan. They really need to have a direction with their lives.
Because we all have a purpose and a plan.
That's right.
And that goes back along with the determination and the motivation.
Absolutely.
Because you as a person, I know we married when we were really young, and we've changed throughout those years.
A whole lot.
And you will change. You will see life differently. Your values will change. Your outlook on life will change. And the things that you want to do and become will change.
Yes.
So that's important that you discuss that.
And the beauty is that what she had a vision to do, she did that. And my job as her husband was to push her and to keep her going in the direction. Baby, get all the degrees you can get as high as you can get, go as far as you can get, because her purpose for Alicia, she had to follow. But guess what? The purpose for Rodney and Alicia, we still work that thing together. And the purpose for Rodney, she's pushing me to go farther and do all the things that God has called and destined me to be. But you need to have a vision. You have to have a plan in place. You need to have a destination in mind of where you want to go.
Create a vision board.
Yeah.
That's one of the best ways to make your vision come to life, because you can actually see it. You can actually feel it.
That's right.
And, put it somewhere where you can, visualize it so that it become reality.
Yes, yes. Well, family, we just like to thank you once again for tuning in to Rodney and Dr. A TV. We've enjoyed so much sharing with you these 16 questions that you should ask when you're dating. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to this channel and share it with a friend and let them know about the awesome information that we're preparing here. God bless you. Have an awesome day.